What it do, y'all? Welcome to this fun episode. I'm really excited for this. We're doing something very different than what we ever really do. As you can see from the video, I don't know a thing about League of Legends.
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing, but I know a lot about fighting games. So we're gonna see how this goes. We're gonna test this out. I am going to pick the roster for 2XKO. For those who don't know, 2XKO is a League of Legends fighting game that's coming out, I believe, sometime next year. And as I'm listing off my characters and all that kind of stuff, we have regular Darius here, who is League Extraordinaire. He'll be rating my picks and then rating my overall roster.
Just to show the viewers that I know what I'm talking about, I am currently gold 4 right now. So I have legs to stand on.
He's got little legs. For as long as I've known this kid, he's been playing League.
Yes, I've been playing this game for too long.
Whole love-hate relationship with this game, which shows to you that he is a veteran, because he also hates the game with all his heart.
Very much so hate this game.
We're gonna have a list of. I just want to say we're gonna have a list of 20 characters. That's gonna be our base roster. Obviously, they've announced some characters already. Set of characters are Ari, Darius. Oh my God, it's him. Echo, Yasuo, Jinx, Katarina, and Alawi.
So that's 7 knocked off already.
7 knocked off already, and I'll be filling in the rest of the spots with my vast knowledge of the series. I'll be listing off the top picks that we got going on. So I say, Darius, anything you want to say? Because I'm ready to just hop in this. I'm curious to see what you're gonna say about it.
So we're gonna have Jabari list off his characters, and then from there we're just gonna look at the characters from the League client, just to look at their move list, just to see what we're working with, and then after that, I'm gonna add my 2 cents on whether or not his picks are legit, and if there's anything that needs to change or characters that I'd swap out for other characters and things like that, things of that nature.
All right. So I guess without further ado, let's get into this thing. Okay, first character I'm thinking of, right? First character I'm thinking of. I don't see her here. I think she should be here. And it's not because I watched Arcane, even though it's definitely because I watched Arcane. Vi. I think it's a clear. She's probably clear cut to be on here. Cross promotion. I think the next season of Arcane is coming out next year too. So they're gonna want to do some kind of promotion with that kind of stuff. Yeah. I think Vi's a really cool character. Based on what I've seen in the game, obviously I've watched the show, and she's, punch mommy, in the show.
Literally.
So I'm assuming she's sort of kind of be like that in this game. She has the big old gauntlets, so she'll just be freaking slugging you, left, right, center. Maybe even a bit of a grappler, as we see on the list right there. I think she's a. For anything, this is the one where I'm kind of he'll like this one. This is a pick he's I could see them on there.
So when they had first announced this game and they were showing the early looks that we had, it was right around the time that Arcane had dropped on Netflix. So I kind of already had the feeling, the inclination that Vi would definitely get on that roster because Jinx was on there, and they're kind of like foils of each other, so it makes
you can't have one without the other.
Yeah, it kind of makes perfect sense. It's kind of like how for Marvel, they could have a superhero, but then they could also have a super villain from that roster in there as well.
You can't have Batman without Joker.
Yeah, you can't have Batman without Joker. You can't have Superman without Doomsday
Lex.
or Lex Luthor.
I was gonna say Lex, yeah.
Because I don't even was Lex Luthor in Injustice 2? I don't even think he was in Injustice 2. Neither him or Doomsday were in it. But in that first game,
he got murked in the story. I know that.
Yeah, he probably got like donated or something. But yeah, can't have one without the other. We yet to have any grapplers and like real hand-to-hand combat so far. So I think Vi is a really good start. I think Vi is going to definitely fill out that role perfectly.
All right, we up then. We up perfect. All right. Straight through.
1 for 1 so far.
All right, so next I have another safe pick. It's going to get interesting. I swear to you. It's going to get interesting. I have Jace. I wonder why. Because he was in Arcane.
Also from Arcane, yes.
Mm-hmm. It makes a lot of sense. I don't know, like, how he is, gameplay-wise within the game. I'm assuming, like I saw there, okay, I was right. Because, like, in the show, he, like, just shot them with the gun and then also freaking turned the weapon into, like, a hammer.
He could switch between ranged and melee attacks.
So, perfect stance character right there.
Nice stances. This is actually like the first potential stance character, because I don't know how they would really dictate the switching, because in this game you just press one button, you just click his R, and it'll switch between range and melee. But I don't know how they could really incorporate that within the game. Maybe
would it not be possible, right? I'm thinking in terms of like Smash Brothers, right? Things like that. Maybe maybe you're I'm really about to show who I am. You do like a down B, right? In Smash Bros. And like say you're playing Pyra and Mithra, and you switch off between the characters with the down B. They can't just do that in this game. With the stances.
Yes, I think
it'd be a lot more difficult. I'd admit,
but yeah, it'll be way more difficult just because like it's a 2D space. There's only one character on the screen at a time, so I think it would be more like strings that you can do. So like, let's say you catch them in a combo and you're in your melee form, you do a string, and at the end of the string, that last move that he does can change his stance. So like he'll probably have one or two moves or strings, kind of like in Tekken. You know how you can do strings into your stances?
Yeah.
It might be like he could do a combo, switch stances. Maybe also has a manual option as well to change the string. And then, even things like his supers might change because he's in projectile form or melee form.
Next up, another one. I don't know how safe this is, but I think it's safe enough thinking because they have like an idea of like this kind of character, them being the developers of Marvel vs. Capcom 3. They had to deal with they made Hawkeye.
Yes.
They would be able to make a decent character around Ezreal.
I don't think much can be said about this character. Just because his kit in this game mostly just relies on that arrow, the bow and arrow, like you said. One ability is an arrow. The other ability does buffs the arrow, so it does more damage on a person.
Okay.
His E is a teleport, so he'll also have that. And then his ultimate, I don't think it has any place in his normal kit. I think it'll just be like a level 3.
Yeah.
So they'd have
kind of looks like I think like Hawkeye's level 1.
Yeah, his level 1. So I think that they have a lot of room to breathe with this character, and they're gonna have to freeball a lot of his moveset. But he's also a popular character, and if he's not base roster, a lot of people are gonna be confused. So I think just because of that, he's gonna make base roster.
Okay, so next up, I'm thinking Nunu and Willem.
Another character that is apparently a fan favorite now, because before he was in this iteration, there was a pre-rework version that everybody hated, and like that was when he's one of the first characters that they fixed with the power creep, because he was kind of old. But yeah, another character I think is just a shoo-in for the game. They made like a little story game around Nunu. So
they did.
Yeah, they did.
What's it called?
Fuck if I know. I just know that it's like a Nunu Willem game. When they had announced 2XKO originally, it also they talked about this game. They talked about an RPG that still hasn't come out yet. They talked about a game with Viego. There's also a game with Ziggs that came out. And
I know these characters. Yes.
I mean, honestly, great character here. You have a little boy riding a Yeti. The Yeti's gonna do most of the fighting. He has a bunch of snowballs.
I'm thinking more so along the lines of like Ferritor.
Yeah.
From MKX.
Except
I'm thinking of
he's not gonna get swung around like a weapon. Nunu won't swing.
Yeah, like Farah. But I was thinking about that. I was also thinking kind of in the vein of what do you call him?
Like a puppet character?
No. Groot and Rocket.
Yeah.
From what's it called? From MVCI.
Yeah.
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
So
I think
it's definitely kind of like that.
Or just like in the movies in general, like you see Rocket riding on Groot.
Yeah, you see him riding on top of him there, throwing the snowballs himself.
Exactly. And even then, I think it'll be kind of a cool... I think, I might be wrong, but I think when they get hit with the snowballs, they slow down, correct?
Yeah.
Would it be too crazy? Because I'm assuming, it's a big character.
It would be very crazy if they had slows incorporated into the game.
I was thinking crazier. Like, if you hit him enough times with it, maybe potentially it could freeze him? Like, I want to make him a bit different. That might be going too far.
The furthest I would go is if it hits you enough, you lose your gray health. I think that might be like interesting enough and like good enough counterplay to where like you just swap the character out or you could just not get hit.
Yeah.
But completely freezing a person and then just hitting them with the touch of death is kind of ridiculous.
This is a Marvel game, isn't it?
It's a Marvel-esque game. You will die.
Oh yeah, touch it. That's are going to be very prevalent.
Yeah, TODs might be like the norm of this game. Who knows?
Yeah, forget about that statement. I didn't say that.
But definitely, just for the fact that after they updated this character, he's gotten a lot of love. He's gotten his own game. Just because of that, I think he'll make base roster.
Okay, my next pick, I don't really have anything much to say about them gameplay-wise. They just look cool as hell to me. Lucian.
Some nice little exaggerated swagger here, that's for sure.
Slightly.
So, just a dude with 2 pistols, letting them things sing. Beaming. He has a dash, and then he has his drive-by. So
of course.
So with this character, and I guess we could also say you have another character on this list that is related to Lucian. We could kind of do both of them at the same time.
Who?
That character being Senna, his wife. The way I feel about these two characters, it's kind of like mixed. Because like Senna's a fairly new character. She is quite beloved though. But
hey, I love her. That's what matters for me here.
I just don't like when League of Legends came out, Lucian and Senna didn't come in at the same time. And I kind of have that same feeling with this game as well. I don't think that they're going to drop both of them as starting characters. I really... I don't know. Something about it is just like... No, it's not sitting right for me. So...
It's not sitting right with your soul.
Yeah, it's just not
having a big J. Cole moment right now.
The math isn't mathing for me right now.
Yeah.
So like, and then also this character right here, that's Thresh. He had her captive for a couple of years in his lantern because he collects souls and he's a bad guy. And
that's a little sus.
And Lucian's been trying to track him down to free Senna and all this stuff. And then they came out with a little bit of lore, and this character came out, Viego, who's supposed to be like the King of Darkness, and I'm guessing like Thresh is supposed to be under his command. So
I didn't even look at him. That's a big ass sword. He kind of looks sick.
So when he came out, Senna also came out around that time because they were doing a whole thing with the story, and it was like, oh, Senna's now his wife, because when his wife died, like he just wanted to like do anything he can to bring her back. So he kind of like attached her soul to Senna. So Senna's kind of like a half dark being or whatever. Extra stuff, bunch of extra stuff. I feel like there's a bunch of lore and story and things that they wouldn't be able to really focus on if both Lucian and Senna were to be base roster. I don't know if they're going to make a story for this game as well. I don't know what extra features they're intending on adding. But between Lucian and Senna, if anyone were to come out first, it's going to have to be Lucian, because Lucian's been in the game longer. And for Senna to come out...
Yeah, but Darius. Senna's cool. And I like her more.
Yes, she's cool, and yes, some people like her more, but for the overall fan base, I don't see them coming out at the same exact time. I really don't. I'd also say they'd be losing money if Senna were to come out base roster. I guess
that does make sense.
I think if any of them are coming out base roster, is going to be Lucian, and then they're going to do like whatever they decide is going to be their path for DLC. I think Viego and Senna are going to come out around the same time as DLC. That's what I think is going to happen.
Okay. I concede. I guess I concede.
For now, but, because we're still going to have to try to find a replacement for Senna. But we can do that after we get through everybody else. And that's if we find
after Lucian. After Lucian, though, I have Lux. Lux is who I have next.
And Lux, another character that's just
probably gonna be ranged.
100% ranged, completely ranged. She's one of the characters in this game that when she gets picked in your lane, you're not gonna have fun, because she can sit all the way as far back as she can, throwing out this snare, throwing out this giant light singularity that just blows up for free. She's shooting it from this range, but
is it possible she can't just be like more of a setup character than anything else? But just because they have long range moves doesn't mean they necessarily have to be that one long range character. They could be a setup character as well.
Setup in what sense? Because like,
let me see. What does it say that move does?
It's a snare, so she could like shoot it out, and if you're not blocking, it could possibly snare you for a combo or something.
Well, right there. That's an easy thing. She gets a hard knockdown, sets that up. Puts you into a fuzzy situation.
She would use this one for a fuzzy situation. If she were to knock you on the ground, she could shoot this under you, and it will just sit there until she decides to blow it up. It'll kind of be like a like what character? Kind of like how Chris has his fire, his napalm grenade, and he could like throw down the napalm grenade on an incoming, and you have to kind of block it, and you have to sit there, hold it, maybe get 50-50'd. This is how that will be more this move, the singularity.
Okay.
Then like this move could just be like a frame trap or something, where like she can hit you with the string, and then if you still press buttons when it's not your turn, she could just throw this out, and then snare you for a combo. That could also be interesting.
But you see my mindset, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not necessarily because like in League that they're like they're a ranged character or anything like that. you don't have to just treat them completely like what they are in the game, because they're gonna have to be a lot more what do you say? Yeah, versatile, a lot more creative with how they approach some of these characters. So I think, you know, a character like Lux and the moves I've seen so far, I think she'd be a cool trap character, potentially.
That's nice.
Or trap or setup, you know. All right, and now we're gonna get to my big one. The one that I really, really want in this thing.
Yes.
Gotta get to my boy Pantheon, bro. We gotta get to my boy Pantheon.
And I'm kind of scared.
Everybody on this list could not be in the game. Just put Pantheon in and I'm set. He looks so sick.
Like, he's sick. He's basically a Spartan. He's a Spartan, but not a Spartan, obviously. And I think he would be a great addition to the game. I think his look is amazing. But I'm going to keep him on the list. Just because of, like, his character. And, like, he is a fighter. And he should be fighting in their fighting game.
Yeah.
Base roster. But
I think he'd probably have some good, like, mid-range stuff for this spear.
Yes.
Stuff like that.
I just don't know if they're going to do it. I kind of have a feeling like they're going to focus mainly on, like, the most popular characters of each region.
Damn, that's my skin. Holy crap.
The Baker. Like, I hope he's base roster.
That's what I'm cooking, bro.
I really hope he's base roster.
I pray that he's base roster. That's like day one main for me. Say my dream is him. What's it called? Him and Senna. Like if we go straight in, it'll be him and Senna for base roster. Those would be the ones I want to play.
And you don't need to even worry about DLC. You have your team. Exactly.
It doesn't matter at that point. But yeah, I just think he's cool. I think the what's it called? I think it's the third one. No, that's that one there. The Grand Starfall. That's like an easy ultimate. Easy ultimate.
Yeah.
It looks super sick. But the third one there, I think that'll be a great, like, I was considering like a super. I'm thinking more like if you think like a special move, where like he's just kind of like a super armors through stuff.
Yes, like a little super armor dash
with the shield,
like Captain America.
Yeah, super armor dash. Deal. Exactly, and I'm also thinking like a level 1 could literally be just Captain, like not Stars and Stripes. That's going up.
What is that move called?
What is it called? Would you know the one I'm talking about? Where he charges forward?
Where he charges forward. Yeah, Charging Star. I think.
Yeah, Charging Star.
Yeah, Charging Star.
It'll literally be Charging Star. I think it'd be perfect.
Yeah, I think so too.
Then obviously, you know, he has the spear. He could throw the spear. It looks like it comes back too. So I don't know. Maybe he could do like some like setup stuff, or like you could throw the spear and it kind of brings you over to him.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting because in League, he throws a spear and he just keeps, like, he'll just generate a new spear because, like, why not? It's League of Legends. I think it'll be interesting for him to be able to throw the spear and then call back the spear.
That'd be sick.
Kind of like in Hades, how you could use the spear. So, like, you could do your string, throw the spear, be a little plus, keep the pressure, and then there's still pressure with you pulling the spear back to you because it'll still have like hitbox or something. That would be interesting. But yeah, I hope he's in the game. I hope that they don't overlook him.
This is my top character. This is my top character that I want. Beyond him, I have Heimendinger.
Good old Donger.
Little rat boy, whatever the heck he is.
The Yordle.
Sure, yeah, for sure. Yordle. Yordle.
Yeah, that's what they call the small characters. This the Yordle race. So like
now, with this character, I know that he's small, right? I know that he's a small boy. But based on what I saw from, guess what? Ding ding, he was in Arcane. Based on what I saw there, I think it'd be interesting. Maybe like, you know, he's a smart guy, you know. Maybe he can make like a kind of like a, not like a full mech suit, but kind of thing like he can kind of sit on, and he kind of like elevates him up so he's not just freaking teeny tiny. Granted, you could.
You say that
you wanted to.
And there's literally this character right here that he's doing his abilities on, right?
I guess so, yeah. I guess
so. Like,
but I feel like people are gonna know Heimerdinger way more.
Yes, you'd think that, but that character right there, Rumble, he's one of... I'm not going to say now he's one of the most played, but back in the day, he was one of the most played top laners. Top lane...
When you first get into, okay, yeah, that's kind of sick. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to...
So, top lane is primarily, like, fighters that do attack damage. He's one of the few top laners that's, like, mage, and he does ability power damage, so like magic damage. And he has a mech. He's also a Yordle. So the things that you want Heimerdinger to do,
he's doing.
He already does.
I see your point. I
feel like it would be too far of a reach for them to give Heimerdinger a mech or something to sit on to throw out his turrets and stuff. Because then if they do that, then everyone's just going to be like, why didn't they just put Rumble in the game?
True. But also thinking, like, he's setting all this stuff up. It'd be too much. I'm thinking, like, maybe he could be a trap character too, but I'm like, it'd be too much.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of, like...
Because you're going to have to try to hit him, down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like how... Because in this game, like, you try to fight him, and all he does is just runs around the turrets as the turrets shoot you. And, like...
Naturally, how big is he?
He's a midget. He's a Yordle.
Okay, so, like, would he be around, like, Rocket Raccoon size?
Yeah, like, he's that small.
Okay, we have Rocket from MVC3. He always seems like he's kind of a trap character.
We have Rocket from MVC3, but Rocket wasn't putting down self-shooting turrets. You know?
Who says the turrets have to, like, really slow you down like that?
But it's just like, I don't know how you'd be able to balance that. Like, even if they just give him one turret, in this game he can have 3 turrets on the ground at once, as well as ultimate ability, which improves his other 3 abilities, and he could just summon a giant turret. Like, this could definitely be like a level 3, but I don't know I don't know how they'd balance that. I don't know. I really don't know what they would be able to do about that.
Okay, the thing is, for me, he's like one of those characters where, like, I just kind of I knew before even, like, before Arcane or anything like that, I knew who he was.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, like, okay, if I knew who he was, I think it's kind of a surefire thing he'd probably get on.
Yeah, he's a popular character, but his kit is just complicated. Like, if they were to drop base roster without him, see how, like, the community's playing the game, and then make decisions on how they would want him to play, I think that would make more sense. I think that if they were to put him, like, base roster, it's kind of tough. Because, like, he's not going to be hand-to-hand. He's, like, he's literally a Yordle. So he's not going to be hand-to-hand. He can't just drop turrets around the map and then run away from you all game.
Obviously, yeah.
So it's like, how is he gonna, like, actually play?
I see the issue, but it just makes sense. I don't know, for him to be, like, base roster, just for the sheer fact that I knew who he was,
and even more so, like, if there's a story to the game, or something besides just fighting other people online, like, there's a chance that characters that aren't playable can also be incorporated in that way, and then maybe become playable later, like what they do in Mortal Kombat. But the base roster donger seems a little complex, seems a little tough, because I have no idea how they could balance this character properly.
Okay.
And then also give him a moveset that honors the original game enough.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, maybe we'll see. We'll see, I guess. But next up is another Yordle. They're called.
Mm-hmm.
Another Yordle. This one, if you told me to name a League of Legends character, this would be the character I'd say. It's the one I hear about the most. That's Tem.
You know, his name is Tom.
Is it?
Yes. THAMTA.
Was it? Is Tom? Is it not like is his name not like
Yes, Tom Kench.
Oh no, I was thinking Teemo.
Oh, you're not thinking about the catfish. You're thinking about
No. Not that thing. I saw him and I went ew, and I didn't pick him.
Yeah, I think Teemo's the resident Yordle of this game. Like,
like I said, if you were to ask me to name any League character, like period, he'd be the first one I think of.
Yeah, if any
outside of Arcane, obviously.
If any Yordle in this game, or if any Yordle in League is getting put into 2x KO, is going to be Teemo.
Mm-hmm.
He's also another, I'm not going to say fan favorite, because he's probably the
I know they hate him. I know people hate him. That's what
character.
I know. That's how I know him, because people hate him.
And he goes invisible too. But in this game, he goes invisible by just being still. So I don't know how they.
That's not going to really work out.
Yeah, but you know, he has his projectiles and his poison blinding darts. He could drop like mushrooms on frame traps, making you have to block still.
Okay, so question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can we make him a poison character?
Yes, but
I know he's small and you want to catch him, but I think that's kind of the idea.
It would have to be gray health. So I don't know if they of course they're gonna have to have gray health, because if you switch your character out, they're gonna have to have some type of way to heal their health.
Heal to recharge, yeah.
So I think it would be gray health.
Okay.
Not like your actual life force.
Actual health.
Because that would be
that'd be too much.
It would be so painful to play against.
Next I have Graves.
So, another popular character. Technically, he is ranged, but he uses a shotgun. So it's not like the typical ranged projectiles of this game. It's like a pellet spread shotgun, so it does damage around targets, like as you saw there. He shot at the gangplank, but you know it killed the minions around it. It's a projectile spread. Has like grenades, has smoke screens, also has a dash, and he has a giant explosion for like a nice little ultimate edition as well.
Oh, definitely.
So
I was thinking, looking through his moveset, right? I saw that he had a move for like he could shoot something on the ground and like it takes like a couple seconds to explode.
Yeah, he shoots it on the ground and then it'll bounce back like that.
Yeah, I think it'll be like some really cool setup stuff that you could probably do with that. And obviously he'd be more like a mid-range in up close fighter.
Yeah.
So he's a lot different from anything else. And heck, even with the shotguns, maybe you could do like wall bounces with it. I don't know if the game has that.
So like, yeah, what I'm thinking is that when he's near the wall, because in this game, if it hits a wall, it'll explode instantly. There's not going to be that wind-up time. So like, if he's near a wall and he's comboing you, he could shoot this off the wall. It'll like blow up instantly, probably keep the juggle. I think that's a good pick.
I'm also thinking like, more of the characters kind of like, not in the same vein, like exactly how he was. I don't know if that's still the case. I haven't played fighters in a very long time. But like, remember when OG Broly came out? If he got you in the corner, it was like, okay, yeah, my character's kind of dead.
Oh yeah, it's definitely still like that. It's even worse now. Yeah. It's even worse. He has like, if he has like 6 bars a meter and he's by himself, he'll just TOD you with 6 bars and you're dead.
I need to play that game again. That character is so much fun. But I'm thinking like, he's a kind of a character where, like, if he's got you in the corner, you're kind of like
suffocating.
Oh no, I'm in danger.
Yeah.
Kind of character, you know? Where he could really just kind of have his fun with you.
I can see.
And obviously, you know, as he's up close, you know, just hit you with the butt of the gun, pistol whip you, you know, just all that kind of stuff. He doesn't necessarily every attack has to be a freaking shotgun shot.
Mm-hmm.
And even in a way, because I also saw that he has like a bullet system.
Yeah, he has to reload after 2 shots.
I'm thinking, of course, this is another game you haven't played. Persona 4 Arena.
Mm-hmm.
There's a character named Naoto, and I guess you have played Mortal Kombat 11 too, so it's kind of also think of like Aaron Black, where like you gotta reload the gun and stuff like that. Maybe the shots are really strong, and those are just like the shots that like have you bouncing off the wall and stuff like that.
Yeah, they probably have you bouncing off the wall. They might have like even pushback when you block it as well.
Yeah. But you have to reload it.
Yeah.
Like, it's a really good thing, but you gotta reload it. And that's how they balance it out.
Yeah, I think that if this character... Oh, look at my hairline. My goodness. I think that if this character were to be in the game, they'd have to keep the reload system, because that's just such an iconic part of it.
It's gonna be overwhelming.
Like, it wouldn't be Graves if he wasn't reloading after every 2 shots.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Nice. But that's my pick. I think he'd be really good.
I fuck with the vision.
After him, I have Pike.
See, now we talking. So, Pike's still a little new. He probably came out like...
Oh, he's a recent character.
Yeah, probably came out like maybe 2-3 years ago. Probably like 3 years ago now. But he's black, so, you know, some more black representation. Always can appreciate that. He also has a pretty decent kit where like he has his bone skewer where he can either stab you with the knife or he could throw it out and pull you to him. So like they're not going to really have to worry about combo expression because, you know, he has a sword, so he's just going to fight with the sword.
Yeah.
He can also go invisible, so so many invisible characters we're going to have to deal with.
Okay, that for me kind of looks like he's more like a wraith.
Yeah, so like he's invisible at a distance, but when he gets closer to you, you can see him. He also has this move here, Phantom Undertow, where you can go through the character. And then,
Sam,
like,
I'm thinking of a lot of stuff from that. Bro.
And then the after image pulls through the character.
You know who I'm thinking of, right?
Who?
Zero.
Yeah, but the only thing is that the after image doesn't attack. So like I don't know.
Oh, it doesn't.
I don't know how they set it up. It'll probably just be something that he can do to make himself safe. So like he could pull it through you, and then like jab you, let it pull through, and then he could do like a bigger button afterwards. He'll probably have some more plus frames.
Yeah.
Maybe you're able to attack him before it pulls through and it just completely disappears. You know, that's probably some counterplay that they could attach to it as well. And then his ult is like an execute. So,
yeah,
you know.
That's a perfect ult right there, yeah.
That would just be like his level 3 type deal. They'll probably add a little animation to it as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of room for variance with this character. They can make him do a lot of stuff.
He looks cool. That was the main reason I picked him.
Yeah,
he just looks really sick.
Definitely looks cool. One of the better versions of character expression that they've dropped. But that's also because, like, you know, he's black. Zachary Swagger, right?
Zachary Swagger. Okay, so my final pick that I have to fill out a version of the roster I'm thinking of is Miss Fortune.
Miss Beak.
No, I'm gonna be 200% honest with you. I'm picking her because I play Miss Fortune in Skullgirls. That is 900% the reason I'm picking her. But like, you know, she looks cute. She looks cool. Neat.
Definitely a character I've played a lot. I played a lot of Miss Fortune.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, what the hell?
Yeah, nice little ultimate. Yeah, she's a menace.
That's a clear ultimate, jeez.
in this game,
hang them high.
After like 2 items, she'll just like one shot half the enemy team with this.
Wow.
If she's good, if she knows what she's doing.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Miss Fortune is a character I got there. I think she looks cool. I know we have a lot of characters with the guns here, which is why although like the gun characters, I think she's probably least likely to get on. Yeah. Probably. But I think she looks cool though. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
She's definitely cool. Definitely a fan favorite. Me included.
Mm-hmm.
But I think,
probably DLC.
Yeah, probably DLC. And I also have a character that we can swap out for her. That a character that we've overlooked thus far. And I know you said you finished with your list, so I'll take this time to add characters that you might not have seen, or characters that you've seen but just not really interpreted.
Didn't pay too much attention to.
So, for sure, I think a character that should be included base roster is between Zed and Jax. I think these two are like one of them is taking that spot between the two of them. Zed, being a shadow assassin, he has shurikens, he has like spins and whatnot, but then he also has a shadow.
Oh,
and the shadow does
that's actually really cool.
He does. He could teleport to the shadow and swap places with it, and then his ultimate is a second shadow, so he has 2 shadows. And then the way it works is it's a death mark, so he'll mark the person, do a bunch of damage to them. And then after like a couple of seconds, it'll like take that same damage and add it to the mark and then pop the mark.
That's crazy.
So I think he's going to be our only he's the real like ninja of the game. So like we'd actually get a ninja in the game, because Katarina, she's also an assassin, but she's not like a ninja assassin like Zed. Another character that I think will be good in place of Miss Fortune, I have Zed here swapping for Senna, and I have Senna next to Lucian for possible DLC. A character that would also be nice is Mordekaiser. And the reason I think that is because he's a fighter, a mage. He has his giant mace here. He slams it down. It does a bunch of damage. He has an extra shield here. His passive, if he hits you with multiple abilities, he gets this like giant AoE field around him that does damage. They don't have to incorporate this into the game. That's not too much of a problem.
What he kind of reminds me of? He reminds me of what's that one character from freaking from Granblue? You know, the one
with the giant scythe.
Yeah, with the giant scythe. He kind of reminds me of him a little bit.
Yeah, I kind of get that vibe from him and
like Nightmare from Soul Calibur.
Yeah, Nightmare-esque. But I think the one thing that really makes this character shine and would add a little bit of diversity to this game is his ultimate. And with his ultimate, he'll choose a character and he takes them to a realm, and it's just him and that character. So if you're in a 2v2 and you're fighting Mordekaiser and he ults you, or like this probably wouldn't be like a level 3, because I feel like that's kind of a lot of meter, and if 3 is the max amount of bar you could have, I'd still want him to at least have 1 bar of meter while he's in there with you. So maybe like level 2. But like, let's say he casts this on you and you get hit by it. I think it should reduce the screen space so there's less space for you to run. And it
locks out your assists.
And it locks out both of your assists.
Oh.
So it leaves it at a 1v1 for a couple of seconds of game time.
Yeah.
I think that would be really interesting.
That'd be very interesting, actually.
And in this game, when he ults you, he also takes stats from you. He steals a portion of your stats. So the way that it could translate into the fighting game is maybe like he casts this on you, and then he himself just has like increased move speed or something like that while he's in there with you or something. I think that would be interesting, to say the least, for the game.
For sure.
That's kind of like the most
really cool.
most League of Legends to 2XKO like translation of a character that I could think of. That's like the best. I think Jax would be also interesting for a base roster. He's just another fighter, but you know, he has a leap. He has an extra auto attack that does more damage, and then his counter strike it blocks basic attacks, so he can like spin his spear around and like just block stuff. Basically, he won't take damage. So that might be able to translate more into like a counter move, which would be interesting. And then his ult, nothing special. It just like boosts his damage resistance and like he does a little more damage type shit. Nothing too major.
No, so it's just an install. It's just
a little install.
But I do want to ask now though. Now we've gone through, we talked about these characters and stuff like that. We have our 20. First, the characters that I named off. How would you rate my OG roster?
So
before changes and everything.
Before changes, I only made 2 changes technically. I changed.
I believe that's Senna and that's Misfortune.
Yeah, I changed Senna to Zed, and then I changed Misfortune to Mordekaiser, and then I'm also gonna change Heimer.
Yeah, I forgot him.
So, and that's not to say that Senna and Misfortune aren't good picks. They're also good picks. It's just that their likeliness for the game is what I was really basing it off of. But overall, you hit like the main points. Like Ezreal, Lux, Vi, they're like required characters at this point. Teemo, just as required as those 4. Jace, he was in Arcane. He has a really high chance of being in this game. Pyke, fan favorite, interesting. They can make him look really flashy. Good shoo-in. The worst pick on here, I'd say, is Pantheon. And I'm in the same ship as you. I want Pantheon in this game. But out of everybody that we've listed, Nunu included, it might not be a possibility.
Well, shit. I guess on that note, thanks for joining me.
Of course.
Thanks for joining me on this. Thanks for giving me your deep insights on the lore.
Well. Yes.
Yeah, I think, like you said, I think the predictions are really solid. Let's hope they pan out. Yeah. I'm curious to see how much we're able to lock down for sure.
And that's why I say we need to do a revised list once we get more information on the game.
But yeah, bro. I'm gonna end up here. Always get your money up.
Your funny up. Type shit.
We out of here. Peace.
Leave in the comments who you guys think will be in the game. And if you also agree with our roster.
Yeah, please. You guys rate the roster. Tell us what you think.
Exactly.